Hello, everyone. My name is Webb. I'm here today to tell you that you are fabulous. And everyone, I am flossing today. We are with Michael Buckley, Buck, the man, the original YouTuber. I am flossing. I just can't even believe this is happening. Welcome to the show, Buck.
Thank you so much for having me. You go, stupid bitch.
Yeah.
I watched your video. It said you're on your channel, you're going to say catchphrases like you go and stupid bitch. So I thought I would combine them.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Of course, you're going to hear it all the time. So you were one of, like I said, the original YouTubers of What the Buck Show. And it was mostly celebrity gossip, right?
Yes,
And
I
kind
invented
of,
YouTube. It's all my fault. I apologize to all the children watching at home. I made this all possible for children like Webb.
right? You made it all possible.
Yeah,
um,
no, I was one of the first YouTubers. I started in 2006. I was one of the first YouTube partners back in 2007. I was one of the first people making a living off of YouTube in 2008. And I happily retired my program back in 2016 after 10 years.
all right. And now you are a life coach, correct?
I am a life coach. Yes, I love it very much. It's very fun.
Fabulous. And now you live in Denver to live closer to your twin sister, right?
I live in Denver, Colorado. I live in the basement. They live upstairs. I'm never leaving. Yes, I moved here to be close to my family about 3 years ago, and it's so happy and magical. And yes, I live with my twin sister, her husband, 3 children, couple dogs, a couple turtles. I'm the gay uncle in the basement. It is a sitcom.
Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. It's fabulous. And I actually have a twin sister as well.
Shut up.
I do. Her name's Kaylee, but my dad's a software engineer and a web developer, and he wanted to name me Web and her page, like web page.
Oh my God. And that's your real name.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an amazing name. I thought that was like a character name, and I'm like, you've got a really fun name.
Oh, thanks. It's the full thing of course is Webster. But yeah,
I love
everyone just calls me Web. So I mostly know you because I have just been the last couple of years which I've started to watch YouTubers like Tyler Oakley and Jenna Marbles, of course, and all those. And so I mostly know you from like doing the red carpets, like American Music Awards, Teen Choice Awards, little video with Selena Gomez, of course, Live with Kelly. That episode was awesome. And it was so much fun to see you try all the weird food, the duck balls.
Thank you. Yes, it was disgusting and visceral. And again, live TV. So whatever they ask you to do, you're going to do it. So the next thing I knew, I had duck balls in my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
As one does.
As one does.
I'm homosexual. I've had worse in my mouth, but thank you. I'll be here all night. I'm retired. Don't bring me out of retirement, Webb.
So what, besides you told me before we started filming, you've been to the Tony Awards. What all the award shows have you been to? Have you been to every single one?
Oh my God. I've been to a lot of award shows, and it's funny because, right, if you look at my YouTube channel right now, there's nothing there. Like, so all you can see is the video of me on Live with Kids. It's almost like a playlist. I have 2,000 videos that have gone private. So again, if you were looking for evidence of the What the Buck show, you probably wouldn't find it. So yeah, I mean, most of my videos were pop culture, celebrity news, all that type of stuff. But the only videos that are currently live, I don't think there's any What the Buck shows, which is fine. But yeah, I used to do red carpets, and yeah, and honestly, the reason it's funny because my YouTube page, speaking of like Jenna Marbles or anybody who made content 10 years ago, I realized that if I wasn't going to be on YouTube and like attend to my content, I didn't want it sitting around anymore. It felt like I had moved out of my home and there were 2,000 videos of me making, terribly inappropriate jokes that if you did not know me, you'd be like, oh God. So I always joke, I canceled myself before anybody was going to cancel me. So yeah, but yeah, that's why there's very little evidence of my content on the internet as of this year. But yes, no, I've been to lots of award shows. It's fun, but it's also just, it's filmed for TV. So you're sitting there in the audience and you're kind of like, I kind of wish I was watching at home. You know, there's certain shows like the Music Awards that it's almost just like being at a concert. concert. But award shows like the Tony Awards or the Emmys or the Oscars, it's filmed for TV. So it is a lot of just sitting around exhausted for 3 to 4 hours while it's shot for TV. So it's fun, but it's also just as fun, if not funner, to be watching at home in your underwear and tweeting about it.
Of course. And actually, I saw your Insta story the other day. We both watched the Emmys. Some fabulous speeches, I have to say.
I love it. I wish it was always like that.
I know. Tyler Perry, he slayed. It was an amazing moment for him. I'm so glad he won that Lifetime Achievement Award. And also for Schitt's Creek. I mean,
I know. And amazing. The gays are on Facebook, all the gays who are trying to be sassy, like, oh, I don't even like Schitt's Creek. It's not as funny as anybody says. It's like, again, it's 2020. We need joy wherever we can get it. So,
but Schitt's Creek. And that last season was just so sweet. And their speeches, everyone was just like, he was, and Daniel Levy was, and of course, Canadian.
America can't have nice things in 2020. So let's showcase the Canadians who deserve to be winning things. Now, did you see when they were here in Denver, they did the live show at the Buell Theater? The cast was on stage. It was delightful. Oh, wow. Like they were all in person telling jokes and telling stories, and it was so fun.
Wow. I've been acting, singing, and dancing since I was 4 years old. And so that was the dream. Everyone knew I was gay when I sang Man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain for my family. And they're like, oh, we spot a queer. Yay. And they, of course, my family was very supportive of me being gay. I had Barbie shoes, these little Barbie high heels I clink around the house in, and I had a little tutu that I wore and a hat. And so my sisters dressed up clothes, but I dressed up in them all the time. And my parents didn't really they didn't really say anything, but they didn't stop it either. So they just let me be who I wanted to be, which was amazing. And acting, singing, dancing was the thing. I had a hard time in school. Math and science was not my thing. I just could not get it. No
you could
tutor.
Act and sing and dance and be charming and delightful. You don't need to learn math and science. Lies we tell children. You have to. I'm 45 years old. I don't need math or science. I'm good. I'm good.
You are great, Buck. Yes, absolutely. And so I then ended up actually going to Los Angeles and did the whole acting thing, the background actor thing, like Modern Family, the Goldbergs. It's fascinating to see how they make entertainment, because it really is work. We think that they're just sitting around. No, when they work, and their hours are really long.
Yeah, it's exhausting. I've been on sets of things where it's mostly sitting around, and then you just have to hit your mark, and then you do it, and you go home. And if you're like a normal person working a normal job, you're like, boo-hoo, that sounds terrible. But there is something about it that's different, like mentally and physically tiring, and just, and also having to be on, like on cue. It's like, I gotta be on, and I've been sitting around for 7 hours, and now I got here at 8 and I'm not on until, so yeah, it is a goofy industry. And like anything, you like being a YouTuber, you have to really want it. You can't just go to Hollywood and be like, well, we'll see. You can't just start a YouTube channel and say, well, we'll see, because it is a lot of work, and who knows, 2 people will be watching, or 20,000 people will be watching, or 2 million people will be watching. So you better really enjoy it, and you're just starting. And so I hope you're super, super excited. And I think the internet's really lucky to get to know you and learn all about your story.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me. And I always try to remember what Tyler Oakley said, if you I guess kind of your worth is not based on how many comments or how many views you get. You can't do that to yourself. You'll make yourself crazy. So, you just have to post it and get it out there and see what happens, And
you're adding value to the world, and again, I always think if you're writing a book, you're your ideal audience. Like you as a kid would have loved to seen a guy named Webb who was confident and had interesting life experiences. So, you can't go in thinking I need 10 million people to find me. It's like one person's going to find you and they're going to be like, wow, thank God this guy made this video. And I mean, when I used to go to VidCon, I used to always tell people, you can't let the praise go to your head and you can't let the hate go to your heart, because you are signing up. People are going to leave comments and, 10 people are going to say you're awesome. And one person's going to say you're ugly or you're stupid or why are you doing this? And again, if you believe the good stuff, you believe the bad stuff, you decide I'm here. I sure hope you enjoy this. this. And if not, there's plenty of other things you can go and watch, but thanks for stopping by, you know?
Right. And one of the, or two questions I've asked is there a trick, because you're saying, you know, giving tips and tricks of how to do this. Is there a trick that you found of gaining subscribers, or is it just by posting?
Well, I mean, I did this 10 years ago, and I actually, you know, made videos about this, and I wrote a book about this, but I think YouTube is very different in 2020, but the principles are the same. I think you have to be an active, I think you have to, like, you can't, you know, you can't just be a YouTuber who posts videos. Like, part of being a YouTuber is being part of the community. And so going to Tyler Oakley's videos or going to someone else's YouTube videos and really actively engaging and seeming like a bigger part of the bigger picture of YouTube. Because otherwise it's like, these are my videos and I hope people find me. And the YouTube algorithm is tricky. So who knows, you know, you might not be found organically. It might be like random, like you might tag a YouTuber in a tweet and suddenly they retweet your video and then, whoa, that's how you take off. So I think, and I always tell people too, I was doing YouTube back in 2006 and 7. I had a full-time job. So I worked 40 hours a week. I worked 50 hours a week on YouTube. So, I mean, I just loved it. I was always writing jokes. I was always filming. I was editing. I was promoting. You're basically marketing yourself constantly, which is going on Twitter, going on Instagram, telling people to check out your new video. So again, you've got to enjoy not just the on-camera part of it. You've got to enjoy the business part of it and the journey of growing. And again, it can't be like, I need to hit 1 million. I need to hit 100,000. If you hit 10 subscribers, great. When you hit 100, yay. Those are 100 people who are interested in you. So my best advice is, again, work hard, enjoy the journey, set goals for yourself that are measurable and attainable, but also enjoy 10 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. Oh, I got more comments this time. And, you know, just play with your intro, play with the formula, play with calls to action. I look at like the Fine Brothers when they had their Kids React series catch on. They had about, you know, 10 series before that. Nobody watched it. Nobody knew who they were. They kept going. I always think when you see a TV show like Shark Tank, they're there because they have this great idea. They had 10 terrible ideas that you never saw. So you launching your YouTube channel, this is your start. You might have 10 terrible ideas over the next 2 years before something is like, oh, this is it. So don't be afraid to play with format. Don't be afraid to play with your persona. Don't be afraid to jump on some trends, because that's a great way to see what's trending and then make videos about that. So again, don't get stuck in one idea. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. This is who I am. I'm going to add value to the world in whatever format works best for me and for YouTube. Yay!
Yay! No, thank you so much for the great advice. That's awesome. And then, also, when it comes to like commenting and liking people's comments or replying, did you always try to reply to everyone's comment? Or
no, that's impossible, because you want lots of comments. I mean, at the beginning, yes, but imagine someday you're getting 2,000 comments. You're never going to do that. So I don't think it's wise to set the expectation that you're going to do that unless it's the beginning and you're getting just 10 comments. By all means, reply to them all. But as long as it's not, you know, tedious, like make sure it's enjoyable. Like this should all be fun. Like this is hilarious. Like if it feels like work now, you're screwed. It should feel like this is an adventure and this is fun. And if you want, but I used to do like a power hour. So it's like I post the video at 8 o'clock at night. I'll be here for the next hour. So that makes it feel like an event. Like, oh, Webb is here. He's replying to comments. If you reply at 2 a.m, I don't want to be that, because then you'll get burned out. You'll feel like you're constantly trying to appeal to everybody versus I'm posting my video, and for the next hour, I am going to reply to comments, and then I'm going to get to work on my next video, or I'm going to have some sort of balance offline. So I can't get obsessed with that, you know. So again, I think you need to kind of set expectations for yourself. And if you decide, like, that's like the uploading too. Like when I used to coach people on YouTube, because I used to coach people on YouTube, I'd say, if you think you're going to be a daily vlogger, you're in for a rude awakening. It's exhausting. It's debilitating. You lose sight of your life because now I have to upload. oh, I can't even go to dinner. I have to upload. They're waiting. So I always think start with 1 video a week. And if that's easy, go to 3. And if that's easy, go to 5. It's much better as a YouTuber to start and build versus here I am. I'm going to be here every day. It's like, wait. Make sure you're able to upload. Make sure you're enjoying it. Make sure you have time to do all of that. Otherwise, you're just, I'm going to be a daily vlogger. And then most daily vloggers after time realize it's exhausting, it's debilitating, and their personal life has taken a hit. So I think start slow once a week. That's easy. Twice a week. So build as you go versus promise too much and then be like, oh, I said I would do it every day and now I don't want to, you know?
Right. Yeah. No, we have started with once a week, every Friday.
Manageable, fun.
Yeah, manageable, absolutely. And also, I mean, like I said, every piece of music, picture, graphic you see is because of Temo, that he does everything. He had a YouTube channel.
Go Temo, go. The magic behind the scenes. Go Temo.
Yeah. Go Temo. Absolutely. He is going like crazy. He's really good at it. He's majoring in photography at Colorado Mountain College. This is his life. He loves this kind of stuff. And I'm so grateful to be starting with a producer or with an editor because I didn't know anything about that. And it's fascinating to watch like Tyler Oakley's first videos and what they are now, because what they were in the beginning, they're not very edited. And it's like, oh, wow, lighting, everything. And it built, you know, the whole show built to what it is.
Yeah. So if you're just starting, what's your desire? Like you want to do, why? Because I always think if you're going to do this, you better have a great, so why do you want to be on YouTube? What's your desire? What's your end game or what's your hope for this all?
My hope is just, once again, I think, you know, we have come so far with accepting and loving the LGBTQ community around the world. However, still people, and I haven't really noticed this with kids my age, like in high school. I don't know what they were saying behind my back, but they've never bullied me to my face. You know, they never called me a fag or that I was bad or anything. But I have actually gotten some of that from adults. And adults, even as gay men, such as you're too gay. I got a real estate license. Yeah. I got a real estate license, and some of the realtors said you shouldn't show your clients that you're gay. I'm like, okay, you'd have to be blind or deaf or dead to not know that I'm gay. I mean, it's just, I wear my sexuality on my sleeve. They're going to know. I don't have to tell them. And so, you know, so I was.
And as a realtor, you, again, if they don't want to work with you because you're gay, you don't want to go through a house search with these people. So it's better that they know I'm gay. Trust me.
Right. No, absolutely. And it's just like, you know, because a lot of people, a lot of people say I have the same personality as Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye, you know, just very flamboyant, very over the top. And so that's who I am. And I think, you know, I still, you know, it's not like a comeback, like I'm going to show you, but it's just saying that I'm comfortable with being this gay and, you know, I'm not going to stop, you know. And it's really interesting because, like I said, anyone maybe over the ones who have hurt me or have bullied me have been over the age of 35. It was adults saying you're not going to be successful because you're too gay. So I'm just going to be myself.
They've got, again, as someone who's plenty over 35, number one, think of Jonathan. Imagine if he didn't shine so bright in the world.
I know.
That his life and his career and his legacy would not be possible if he listened to somebody like that. So thank God someone like Jonathan shines so brightly in the world and gives you and me and everybody permission to shine that brightly. So again, I hope, and this is my coaching brain, I hope you realize that this 35-year-old or 40-year-old, like them saying that, again, maybe well-intended, but also the generation of people who still thought maybe being gay wasn't great. And now it's like the kids who are 20 and 12 and kids, they're gay, they're trans, they're they don't care. They love themselves. So again, it's too bad that this person who told you this, they didn't love themselves enough growing up, or they had weird internalized homophobia, or again, they're still coming of age with their own identity and they think they're doing a thing by giving you that. But again, as someone who's 45, I'm like, yeah, that's not what we should be telling people. We should be telling everybody to be their authentic self. That's the greatest gift, because otherwise then we're just tricking people. No, no, I tricked them. They thought I was straight and they bought a house from me. That seems silly. So, you know, I hope you didn't. And again, I'm glad you had that experience, but I'm also glad you're on the other side of that experience to be like, well, that person was wrong and that's silly.
Right, right. No, absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I mean, and of course, you know, and we are going to talk about my life on the show. We do interview my mom. She's a children's books author. She has a couple of children's books. And then my sister comes on, my twin sister. She talks about dating. And we're going to Zumba dance with my brother. And we have a great guy named Travis who talks about Black Lives Matter. He hosted a protest in Glenwood Springs for Black Lives Matter. So we talked to him as well. So, and things like that. And then I do come into dating as well because I was not only born with one lung, but I was born with scoliosis. I have a 45-degree curve in my spine. And I would say about the 12 dozen or so men that I have been intimate with, only 3 of them haven't said something of saying, you don't look good, you don't look right, you don't feel right, what's wrong with you? And it's fascinating. And so it's what gets that out there of the good guys of like, if someone really likes you and wants to be with you, there is someone that's going to love you for you, you know?
I have one lung. I have scoliosis. Spoiler alert, I'm a catch, you know?
Right. And I didn't really think it would be a problem. And still, I you know, and I thought of it as a child because I couldn't eat, swallow, and breathe all at the same time. And so I had a G tube or gastrostomy tube inserted in my stomach, and they had to pump milk into me until I was about 7. And so that was one thing. And I was like, okay, I'm over it. I'm good and everything. And then, you know, as time went on, you know, my scoliosis doctor at Children's Hospital said, well, you know, you definitely have a curve in your spine. People will see it. You know, it's just, I wouldn't suggest you get surgery because like knee surgery or foot surgery, it doesn't really work. You're still going to be stiff. It's not comfortable. So if you can just stretch and try to have a healthy lifestyle and work out, then I wouldn't do it. I really wouldn't. And so I didn't. And so, you know, when I take my shirt off, you know, you can definitely tell my body's a little crooked. My neck kind of leans down and everything. And it's, I don't know. It was just, I didn't think it would be a problem. And so far, more often than not, men have been shallow. Yeah. They've said, yeah, you don't look good. It's fascinating. You know, I was like,
well, again, this is all, you know, again, you are going to be wildly successful. People are going to really enjoy hearing you. You're going to write many best-selling books. And again, it's funny. Well, again, I'm very older than you and I'm through all of this crap. And so it's like, right. It's like, it doesn't, no offense to these people who said that to you, but they're not the right person for you. I always love when someone shows me immediately, oh, we're not a match. I'm glad you said this now versus 2 years from now or 2 months from now. You didn't put on a brave face. You didn't act like a good guy. You just said something about my physical appearance that you knew probably would. So again, yes, I wish you well. Go off into the world and I will find somebody to delight in me regardless of me. Yay!
Yay!
You go, stupid bitch. Literally go out the door.
Right. Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
And your self-esteem is intact and your self-love is intact. And I hope you love yourself unconditionally.
Yeah, you know, we do. And we even go in one of the episodes, we do talk about mental health. I have been to counseling twice in my life, one male counselor, one female counselor. I think it helps a lot. And the great thing is that we're talking about it more. And the royal family is even talking about mental health. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, you're stuck with yourself. So you better have a really good relationship with yourself. Otherwise, there's not enough likes on YouTube or there's not enough marital partners. If we're not giving it to ourselves all day, every day, we'll be looking for drugs. We'll be looking for food. We'll be looking for sex. We'll be looking for YouTube validation. And that's got to be extra. That's got to be bonus. Because if that's what I'm using to fill me up, I'll never be full. So again, you got to show up full. You know, that's why it's so funny when people meet people like, I was nothing till I met you, or you completed me. It's like, that sounds terrible. What does that mean? Like, no, I'm amazing. And I hope someday I find someone amazing. And until then, I'll just keep enjoying my life. But I'm really glad that you are going to have a YouTube channel and you are going to share all these things. Because even like the little sneak peeks of things you've said, I'm like, that sounds like a good video. That sounds like a good video. So I very much look forward to following your journey.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in. Thank you so, so much. Oh my gosh. When we got the
Hello.
email from you and Doug, introduced me to you and I looked you up and I was like, oh, because I kind of knew, I was like, oh, from the red carpet guy. But then when you read about you, you're like, oh my gosh, he hosted this show and the What the Buck and the whole 9 yards. So
Very
I am,
famous years ago. Very,
yeah.
my niece and nephew love to remind me. Very, very used to be famous. My uncle used to be famous. I'm like, that's me.
No, you are still famous and you're thriving. You go, Buck. Uh, I mean, gosh, you have what, more than 45,000 Instagram followers?
Yeah, but I'm not. Again, I have a job. I have a lot. I'm on the other side of my career. I don't grow my following. I don't do any of that. The only reason
Right.
people follow me on Instagram is because they might remember me fondly from YouTube, or there are a couple very famous YouTubers who occasionally mention me, and then I'll get a. But I'm kind of like I did it for 10 years. Like I don't even do brand things anymore. Like on Instagram, like people were like, "Do you want this?" I did it. I loved it. I'm just in another category of my life now. So it's
Right.
lovely. I'm very relieved in a way to be, because it was 10 years. I did it and I loved it. I went to VidCon and I did all of it. And I feel after a couple years, I was ready to do something else. And I am 45 years old. It's not like I'm a kid who I became a YouTuber at 17 and then I didn't know what else to do with my life. I did go to college. I had 2 normal jobs before I ever did that. So it feels
Mhm.
like I did it. It was wonderful, but now I'm so relieved that I kind of got out alive. So again, we're at completely different points in our life. Like you're just
Right.
starting and I'm long. I barely log on to YouTube now except to watch old gymnastics videos from the 1980s. So that's about my use. That's my
Yes,
use of the
queen.
youtube.com.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. You have given me so much great advice, and you're so amazing. And thank you, thank you,
Be
thank you. It's
present, enjoy the journey, enjoy every moment, enjoy the self-doubt, enjoy the moment of, oh God, I'm putting myself out there, and whatever anybody says, again, I'm just here to add value to the world. If you like me, yay, and if you don't, there's other things to watch, but this is going to be fun for you. It sounds like you've got a great little variety show planned with lots of different types of content. So like I said, just be present, enjoy the journey, and who knows, something might come that but I do see you. I see you writing best-selling books. I see you being interviewed on TV, and I see a wonderful man in your future who's just going to be like, wow, I'd be really lucky to have this really funny, amazing guy.
oh, thank you so much. It means a
So
lot to
good
me.
luck with everything and keep in touch. And any way I can be helpful, please let me know.
Yes, absolutely. You go, Buck. I had to say that. J
Yes.
Lo's on your side. I have to
I
say that
love
too.
J-Lo.
As always, you guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on those bell notifications to get reminders of new videos. Please like, comment, and share this video. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Thank you so much for being here today, Buck. You've made my year. And we'll see you next Friday.